Feel the rhythm. Feel the rhyme. Get on up. It's podcast time. Hello and welcome to episode 31 of the Watch It Bro podcast. I am Tristan.
And I am Marshall. So you're going to do the actual episode count and not the episode 4 of season 2?
Yes, because it's episode 5.
It is.
But I did the whole thing with season 1 that way, and I don't know, it just kind of felt right to keep going, so that way we know when our 100th episode is.
That is a good way to count. Although, are we counting special features in the episode count?
No.
Okay.
No. But today, we will be talking about the classic John Candy bobsled film, Cool Runnings. Not Cool Running, like I said last time. However, Cool Running does sound like a workout video that's trying to be hip.
Welcome to Cool Running with Richard Simmons.
May he rest in peace.
Yes.
Yeah, I wonder if they're still going to do the biopic starring Pauly Shore.
I don't know if that was ever approved.
I think they were going to do it anyway.
That's how Hollywood works.
Pretty much. We're going to do a biopic on Richard Simmons. Richard Simmons like, please don't. Pauly Shore's like, he doesn't want us. We're going to do it anyway.
All right.
Hey, I'd watch it.
Well, yeah.
I like Richard Simmons.
He was always fun.
He was always happy.
It was. Always trying to spread joy and joy and cheer and keep
He
people
was.
fit. Sweating to the oldies.
Sweating to the oldies, yep. Everybody who was born in the 80s or 90s knows what that is.
Yep. And now songs from the 80s and 90s are considered the oldies.
No, it's classic rock. Yeah, I was listening to KZOK on my way to work.
Yeah.
And first, Bryan Adams, Summer '69.
Okay.
Then, you ready for this? Evanescence.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wake Me Up?
I think that was the one. I don't know. I don't think that's what that song is called. But, fun fact, as of this year, in order to be considered a classic,
Yes.
it has to be year 2000 or older.
Oh. I don't like that.
I don't like that at all.
Oh.
Yeah. When you start talking to one of the young kids at work and you're like, yeah, no, you listen to classic rock. And they're like, oh, yeah, I love classic rock, like Weezer or Foo Fighters. And it's like,
It's like the Beatles or Herman's Hermits. Tommy James and the Shondells.
that's not classic rock. Those are oldies. Van Halen, Metallica,
Yes.
AC/DC, the one with Nikki Sixx.
Pink Floyd.
What was that one? Motley Crue. And they're not good, but, you know,
Not a fan of Motley Crue.
not really, no.
Kiss.
Ki-
Good old Gene Simmons.
Good old Gene Simmons. But we're not here to talk about classic rock.
Classic rock.
Classic rock. It is early.
What about the Casey Kasem countdowns? Anyway.
We're here to talk about Cool Runnings.
Yes, we are.
This movie was directed by John Turtletub.
You sounded so unsure.
I just wanted to pronounce it right.
John Turtletub.
I'm just reading it here.
Well, hang on.
Marshall's gonna see if I'm right, because he's so good with names.
Oh yeah. So good with names.
To the point where, like, there's movies where he says the wrong name throughout the whole movie, and I'm just done correcting him.
Yeah, that could be Turtletub.
The screenplay was by Lynn Seifert,
Okay.
Tommy Swerdlow,
Okay.
and Michael Goldberg. It is starring Leon, who was Little Richard in the movie Little Richard that came out in 2000. And yes, he's usually credited as Leon and nothing else.
Okay.
Up next is Dougie Doug,
Yay, Dougie Doug.
who you might remember from Operation Dumbo Drop.
If I remembered Operation Dumbo Drop, I probably would remember it from that.
He was also in Cosby.
Okay.
Moving on, we have Raleigh D. Lewis, Malik Yoba,
Okay.
and the lovable John Candy in his third podcast appearance.
Yes. Yes, it is his third podcast appearance.
This movie had a budget of $17 million, and at the box office, it raked in a whopping $154.9 million. And for those of you who don't know, it is based on the 1988 Jamaican
Bobsled team.
bobsled team.
Loosely based.
Loosely based, yes. And 88 was Jamaica's first bobsled appearance in the Olympics. They would return, they would actually never return as the four-man bobsled team. They would return as the two-man team in 94, 98, 2002, 2014, and 2022. And they had a women's bobsled team debut in 2018.
Oh, okay.
Fun fact.
That is a fun fact.
I thought it was fun.
It is.
I giggled
And
the whole time I wrote it down.
it's a little weird, but
Well, I am a little weird. Yes, Rachel looked at me very oddly the whole time.
This is one of John Candy's final movies.
Fun fact. Well, actually, no, it's really kind of sad.
Sad fact.
This is actually the last John Candy movie to be released during his lifetime.
Yes.
He would pass away 5 months after its release while filming Wagons East.
Yes, and already having filmed Canadian Bacon.
Right. Have you seen Canadian Bacon?
No.
I have.
Have you?
I did. I watched it.
Will we be doing it on the podcast?
It's possible.
Okay.
It's possible.
Then I won't ask your thoughts on it.
Okay. It was different than I thought it was.
Okay. Okay. I don't even know what it's about.
I don't remember either. It was over a decade ago that I saw it.
Ah, that's fair.
Anyway, let's get into this fine film.
Yes.
We have the Disney logo.
Yay, logo.
Marshall likes talking about logos. But then it quickly moves into a beautiful sunrise over the water on the island of Jamaica.
Yes, the lovely island of Jamaica.
And you get the title credits, and I bring them up because it very much reminded me of the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Okay.
That's that same kind of style with the bold colors and the.
I mean, it's a very 90s color pops.
It is. It's a very 90s intro, but I mean, it introduces us to. I'm gonna name him now.
Okay. Dougie Doug.
As soon as I remember his name.
Okay. Zika.
Doris.
Oh yes. I'm
Doris
just throwing
is.
names out there.
At least you got him close. Doris. It shows us Doris.
Yeah, Sika's next.
Sanka.
Sanka. Yes.
Yes. First we meet Doris, and that's lined up. Dude wants to be a runner in the Olympics. Spoilers. And so he's preparing to do that. And so he takes off. There's a bunch of kids watching him. He sprints and then keeps on going. Wants to be a sprinter. Yes. And then he starts running around the island. It reveals Jamaica. We're in Jamaica, 1987. He's preparing for the 1988 Summer Olympics.
Yes.
Yes. And then while he's running, we cut to Sanka working on his push carts. Well, yelling at some kids to work on his push cart.
Yes, he said, "Get back to work."
Sorry, Marshall's busy right now.
I was checking the Olympic fact, but yes.
What Olympic fact?
Yeah, it's the 1988 Summer Olympics.
Yes, I know.
I know.
Okay.
But he's got the kids that have the Sika cheer.
Yeah. Did you write it down?
I did not write it down.
No, because you don't write anything down in my episodes. You laugh, but did you write anything down?
I did not.
Case in point. I love being right. But then Doris shows up making his own Senka cheer, and it's not very nice.
No.
It's funny, but it's not very nice.
Yeah. No, it is not very nice. But they're old friends. And you rib your friends sometimes.
Most of the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what friends do. But it's
Brothers
revealed
too.
that not as much.
Right. Where's my
Yeah.
notebook? Oh wait.
We find out that Senka is the self-proclaimed best pushcart driver on the island.
Yes, yes. The pushcart driving is very popular.
It is.
And fun fact:
Okay.
the pushcart races were the inspiration for the Jamaican bobsled team. In actuality,
That is fun.
yeah, yeah. They were looking at that. And it's like we could do that for the Olympics and the so
So then we get to take a look at this pushcart race. And we get
yes.
to see Senka. Does he win? I know he
No.
crashes,
He
but does
crashes.
he win first?
No.
But he takes out a chicken coop.
Yes.
And Doris is, you dead? And Senka's like, no. And we get that running joke all throughout the movie.
Yes. Yes. I guess it's a running joke. It seems like a thing between two friends.
Okay. Turns out a distinction without a difference.
Kinda. I mean, it's their little thing that they've been doing. I wouldn't say
Sure.
it's a joke. It's funny, but maybe
Jokes are funny.
true. But not all funny things are
He's
jokes.
he's not really dead. Seems like he's joking.
Fine. It's a joke. It's a running
Thank
joke.
you. He's
You're
like, we
welcome.
argued semantics on that.
You dead, Mon?
I'm gonna cut that out.
What?
The rest of the world should not be exposed to your awful attempt at a Jamaican accent.
Oh,
So we see Doris.
sorry. It's just
You want to share with the class?
the just I just remembered from Friends. Joey was taking uh, Southern dialect classes, which always came out as Jamaican.
What are you talking about? The South will rise again, man. You're right. Money well spent. We can talk about
Deviate.
the movie? Maybe. But we'll get to the movie eventually. So Therese is talking with his wife. I guess it's his wife. Is it his wife?
I think it's his girlfriend.
Close enough. For the purposes of the movie.
Close enough. um.
So she's asking him if he's nervous about the trial for the Olympics tomorrow. He's going to be running against all the other runners on the island who are close to qualifying.
Yes.
He's been training to all his life. I don't know if it's been revealed yet, but I'm just going to go ahead and throw it out there. His father was an Olympic gold medalist in sprinting, so he's trying to follow in his footsteps.
Yes. That is correct.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And so we cut to the Olympic tryouts.
And
Everybody's
everybody's
lining up, and the whole island's there, pretty much.
yeah.
And Sanka and Doris's wife are sitting there in the audience talking, and Sanka shows concern for a particular bald man who seems to be very aggressive in his preparation for the race.
Yeah. He's like, look at that guy. I wouldn't want to mess with him.
But we get the team lined up, and we meet who will be our starring cast and bobsled team.
Yes.
We got Doris Jr., who's the shorter one.
Yes. And Rich.
And then we have Baldy, as they call him,
Yes.
who is Yul Brenner.
Yes. Yes. His character's name is Yul Brenner, and it is a homage to the actor Yul Brenner.
Yes, it is. I was. You got to say fun fact before you do that.
Oh, I'm sorry. Fun fact.
There you go.
Hey.
So they take off running.
Oh, I have another fun fact, but we can wait.
Well, hold on. Actually, first Junior introduces himself to Doris and Yule, and Doris is very nice, and Yule says, "Don't touch me."
Yes. He's like, don't touch me.
He's not a very nice man. He's very grumpy.
Possibly another running joke.
Possibly. All right, so the tryout starts. They take off. It looks like our three heroes are in first, second, and third place respectively. We find
Solid.
out the top four are gonna be the ones to move on, and Junior trips and takes them out.
Yes. And I mean, it doesn't look like they're in front. They're in front by a good chunk until junior trips and
Yes,
takes them
it
out.
doesn't. It looks like they're in front because they are very far in front.
Yeah, yes, it is clear. Like, oh, okay, these three are gonna go, and who's competing for fourth? Oh no, all three are gone.
Yep, all three are gone.
It would have
What's
been
your
nice
fun
to have
fact?
those running guys in the Olympics, but you know,
Yeah, sure. They technically didn't finish the race,
right.
but what was your fun fact?
Fun fact: the Disney's ideal cast for when they were doing this movie was Denzel Washington, Eddie Murphy, Wesley Snipes, and Marlon Wayans. That's who they wanted to be the bobsled team.
Fun fact, on top of fun fact, Denzel Washington was going to be Doris, Eddie Murphy was going to be Senka, Wesley Snipes was going to be Yule, and Marlon Wayans was Junior.
That is a fun fact.
Yeah, I had that too.
Nice.
I wrote down who they were going to play
I did not.
because you didn't write anything down. You just brought it up on your little phony phone.
I have my notes saved on my phone.
So we cut to Doris appealing to the Olympic Committee of Jamaica to rerun the race. And the guy's like, no. And I'm sitting there going, why? You had three guys who were well out in front for the first entire half of the race with no one catching them. Do
Yeah,
you not want to win?
and I mean, Darius is like, that's not fair. And basically, it boils down to life's not fair. Suck it up.
Life's tough. Get a helmet.
Yeah.
But I mean, that never made sense to me. Everybody was watching and it was like, oh, these three guys are clearly the fastest.
Yes.
Like the point is to see them, like to see who the fastest are and send them. It's like, well, our three
There's
fastest are sitting at home, but
there's no do overs in the Olympics.
no, there's not. But if you're gonna send people to the Olympics, you want to send the people who are gonna be your best shot at winning.
True.
I always thought it was like, yeah, okay, they tripped and fell, but they were still before that. Maybe not send the kid that tripped them,
Yeah.
but send the other two who were the two fastest. Well, actually, they weren't. Junior was the fastest
Yeah.
because he tripped, fell hot dog style, and tripped the other two.
Yep. Like a rolling log.
Yep.
Log
If you're
rolls
gonna fall,
downstairs, so it over and bears.
rolls over your neighbor's dog. It's great for a snack. It fits on your back. It's log, log,
Log,
log.
log, log.
It's log, log. It's big. It's heavy. It's wood.
And
It's
it
log,
log, it's
log.
log. It's better than bad. It's good.
It's good.
Don't sue us.
That song is copyright of the Ren and Stimpy show.
Owned by Nickelodeon.
Thank you for our childhood. So while he's in the office, he sees a picture of his dad and some guy, and he goes, "Who's that guy with my dad?" And he's like, "Oh, that's Irv something." I just- I-
Oh, that's Irv. Yeah. Did he have a last name? No, that's just Irv.
Irv B.
Irv B.
'Cause I don't, Blitzen? Blitzer?
Irv B.
I know it starts with a B.
Irv Blitzer.
Is it Blitzer?
Yes,
Mr. Blitzer. That's
Mr.
close with
Blitzer.
Blitzen. That's
That's a
Irv
rate.
Blitzer. He was a gold medal bobsled. He had this crazy idea that you take the best sprinters in the world and teach them to run on ice, and you'd have the best bobsled team.
Yep, that was his plan.
And he lives right here on this island. If someone he hasn't gotten arrested or someone hasn't shot him, that's quite a character introduction.
Yeah.
Because apparently he is a bookie now, and Therese gets an idea because they have the Winter Olympics coming up, and he's like, "Well, if I can't do the Summer Olympics, I'll go to the Winter Olympics." Because, fun fact, back in the 80s, and I believe it wasn't until the mid 90s, the Summer and Winter Olympics were done the same year
Yes, and ran every 4 years.
and ran every 4 years. Now they
And then
alternate every 2 years.
yep, that way there's more Olympics to go around.
I guess there's less time in between Olympic Games. And I always enjoy the Olympics. I don't know about you.
Yeah, they're fun.
Yeah. I do like that meme that goes around, and it's a great idea where you have like a couple regular people compete. Like you have all the Olympics run, and then you have the normals.
the normals, the normie division.
Right. Your average Joes, if you
Okay.
will. You have them all go first, up first, so that you have an idea of how good Olympic athletes really are.
Ah,
We have
a litmus
the
test.
we have the status quo.
Yeah. This is Joe. He's a plumber. And over here, he's a owner of a deli. His name's Carl.
Yeah.
Go. Carl looks to be winded.
We haven't started yet.
And he's pulling out a pastrami on rye.
Right. And no, I don't think that should really do that. But it would be interesting to see because you're watching the best of the best in the world and you know they're good and they're impressive. It's already impressive
I mean, yeah, these are
what they do. These are the best athletes in the world. It would
mostly.
just, yeah, the breakdancing in the Paris Olympics was not good.
You knew exactly what I was talking about.
The whole world knows what you were talking about.
They're still talking about it.
They are, but but I guess the breakdancing in the Paris Olympics did prove that we don't actually need a normal person division to know how good these athletes are. If they were
Correct.
good, it would be obvious.
And it was
It was.
very obvious.
Yeah, because I actually didn't watch the breakdancing in the Olympics. I saw the highlights on social media,
Yeah.
and actually spent some time looking it up because I didn't believe what I was seeing was actual footage from the Olympics. I thought it was like a Saturday Night Live parody.
You'd think so, wouldn't you?
It did. It did. I thought it was a joke, so I was looking for what it was making fun of, and all I found was
We're making fun of this.
of
And
it.
everybody is.
Yeah.
And it's not a bit.
No, people took that seriously. They had people judging that, and so they gave somebody an Olympic gold medal.
Not for that performance. That got a 0.
Oh, did?
Yes.
Okay. Was all the breakdancing as bad as that?
No. No.
Oh,
Just the one lady from Australia. Don't sue us.
okay.
No,
I thought that like
most of the breakdancing was good.
I thought she had won gold or something.
No, she was just so bad, got a 0, and now everybody mocks her.
Oh, and she retired.
Yeah.
And breakdancing will not be coming back as an Olympic event.
Oh, it should. Aside from that, a lot of the performances are really good.
Okay. Yeah, you can see I didn't look that far into it. I saw that whole
You're like,
thing
"What
and
are
I
we
was
making fun of?" You're like, "Oh."
I was like, I thought she was the gold medalist in breakdancing. I thought that was the joke.
No, the joke was just her. Anyway, our 2 heroes go to find, Blitz.
Not yet. First,
Oh,
we go to Doris, and he meets up with Senka, and he starts telling him about bobsledding. And Senka seems on board until the mention of ice and snow.
yeah, he does not like ice or snow. He does not like cold.
No, and he appeals to his ego by saying, "Who's the best pushcart driver on the whole island?" And Senka's like,
Me.
"Me." He goes, "So you'll do it?" He goes, "No."
There's ice. I don't like ice.
Yeah. So he says no for a while, and then eventually Doris is like, "Hey man, you're my best." Actually, Senka tells him exactly what to say, and Doris says it, and he still says no. And then he says, "Fine, fine, I'll do it."
Yeah.
So then they gotta go find Mr. Blitzer,
Yes.
and they
Err.
do. They find him in a bar listening to a horse race, and not doing well on said horse race.
He's he's begging with the horse.
He is.
He's like, come on, now."
And then he breaks something,
Yes.
and it's funny because this character is not particularly supposed to be likable
No, he's not.
in the beginning,
Yeah, at least in the beginning.
and it's John Candy, and you still just kind of love him.
He's got that lovableness about him.
Yeah, definitely gone too soon. And so, yes, they appeal to Irv Blitzer to coach the first Jamaican bobsled team, and he agrees. No, he doesn't. He gets very aggressive and says no, and then threatens to beat them with a pool cue.
Yes,
And then we get
a montage.
And then we get a stalking montage.
Yes.
Because what they do to the poor man is basically stalking. They
Yes.
hide in his closet at one point and
That's his
jump out
toilet.
the toilet.
Like, "Hey, what's up?
Yeah, but
It
then
scares him. But, yeah, they keep
it
showing up,
does
and
scare
he's
him.
like, "I'm gonna come back again and again and again and harass you and bother you until you say yes." He's like, "Who in the"
Who are you? What do you want?
Yeah, who in the name of all that is holy are you?
I was gonna say who in the name of Jeff, but And then he tells him who he is. It's,
Yes, and he makes it more clear because the first time he just introduced himself and the name goes over his head.
well, he doesn't introduce his last name. He doesn't say his last name.
I thought he did. This is why he brought it up again,
Maybe he did,
but he
but
said, "I'm your friend's son."
yeah, and it doesn't pull as much weight as he hoped it would.
It's like, "Oh, that's nice."
But he finally convinces him.
Yeah, they browbeat this guy.
They beat him into submission. He gives in, and so he's like, "Fine, I'll put together a presentation so you can get your
Yeah,
team together."
I mean, during the conversation, he's like, "Look, your dad was. I had this idea with your dad that we turned the some of the best sprinters in the world into great bobsledders because they can get off the blocks and um, get the sled down. He was one of the fiercest competitors I'd ever known. He's a hard worker. He could do the 100-meter in 10 seconds flat." And he's like,
Um,
"Well, I can do it in 9.5."
yeah, yeah. We find out Doris is actually faster than his father,
Yes,
and yeah,
that's when he's
that
kind of like, "Okay, see what
so
we can
yeah,
do."
he reluctantly is like, "Fine, uh, whatever," and then he agrees to put together a presentation so they can get a whole bobsled team together because he's like, "We got two, we'll need to recruit two more."
Yes, because we're not
And
doing no two-man bobsled thing here
which why
because it wasn't a thing in the Olympics yet.
is that why?
That's what I'm saying.
That's not true because
I will find out.
well, because in John Candy's little speech, he's because Doris was like, "I'm coming from a place of and he lists his um, credentials, I guess you would say. And John Candy's like, "I'm coming from 2 gold medals and 9 world records in both the 4-man and 2-man bobsled team."
Let's see. The men's two-man bobsled event was added to the Winter Olympics in 1932. So yeah, that was wrong.
Yeah, no, I knew you were.
Yeah, I was about 50-50.
They mentioned the 2-man bobsled team throughout the movie.
Yes, they did. But they need four guys for the speed.
They what?
I don't know. I don't know why they didn't just go with two, but they went with four. Also, fun fact, in the original, the real life bobsled team were not athletes. They were military.
Yes, they were.
I guess when we said early on this was loosely based on it, it's loosely based on it,
Very loosely based on it.
but this is a bit more compelling of a story, I suppose. They add the drama to it.
The comedy. The comedy
That
was
too.
added. Anyway, so we're at the presentation, and Mr. Blitzer decides to show video footage of real life bobsled crashes.
Yes. And his best line is, "In a bob when you crash a bobsled, your bones don't break. They shatter."
Yes, they do. Fun fact:
Yes.
all of the black and white bobsled stuff
Yes.
is real footage.
Yes, it is.
So the little video ends, and there's nobody left
Correct. He,
until
he Blitzer has done what he has wanted to do, drive everybody away.
yes. Then Yule walks in. Yule Brenner,
Yes, the big guy.
who wants to go to the Olympics and doesn't really care how he gets there.
Right, he just wants off the island. He doesn't care what he does.
Right. And Doris is excited, goes to shake his hand, and he's like, "Don't touch me."
Confirmation of another running joke.
Yeah, yeah, real
Friendly guy.
friendly fellow. Then Junior walks in, and Yule about kills him.
Yeah, it's like, I hate you.
Yeah, and then they almost lose their bobsled team because Yule will not be in the same bobsled as the guy that cost him his shot at the Olympics. Seems like he needs to move on.
It just happened.
He's already got a backup plan. Like, come on.
He does, but now he's got to get
Anyway,
old
right, sure. But
and learn a whole new
Doris
sport.
Yeah. But Therese talks him into it. They agree.
Yeah, but
And
basically, it's like this is the only way you're getting off the island and going to the Olympics.
yeah, so if you want to do it, suck it up and let's go.
So he says, "Don't touch me," and then sucks it up.
Yep. So then we cut to they're on the hill. They're in like a wheeled bobsled, bob cart.
Yeah, he's like, "This is a bobsled, kinda."
And then he starts assigning everybody positions. And Senka's like, I'm the driver. And he's like, no, you're not. You're the brake guy
He's like,
and
"But I'm the best.
pushcart
I'm
driver on the island.
yeah, I'm the best pushcart driver on the island. I'm the driver. You don't want to
And
be the driver."
that's basically what it boils down to. Is Irv scares him out of being the driver, and he's like, "Nope, I'll be in the back. Hey, the back's nice."
Yeah, yeah. It's like the driver's there first. He's doing all the studying. He's got the most important job. He's everybody's lives in his hand. Do you want that? Like brakes are good,
Yep. He doesn't get to go have any fun.
right?
And then we cut to Junior telling his dog that he's going to be a bobsledder
Yes, he's practicing to talk to his dad.
because he cannot stand up to his father in the slightest bit. He's a very meek and timid man.
Yes, and his name is Junior. Always in
Yes,
his father's shadow.
right. Or is his name actually Junior, or do they just call him that?
Yes.
Yes, very good.
I'm betting he's called Junior, but his name is the same as his father.
Ah, yeah.
And instead of saying instead of having two, I don't know his dad's name, two Jims in the house, it's Jim and Junior.
I was going to say Dave.
Dave works.
Yeah.
Dave and
Instead,
Junior.
yeah, Dave and Junior. Like, I mean, not even a DJ,
Right.
like initials.
Nope, you're just Junior.
So we get another montage of bobsled practice.
Yes, they're learning how to,
Drive, steer, work together as a team,
yep, deal with
be
cold.
cold.
The ice truck.
Yeah, yeah. In my notes, bobsled practice, also cold practice.
Yep. Learning to deal with the elements.
Yes.
And
But
the goal is to um, get off the blocks in under 6 seconds,
yeah,
because that's where bobsled races are won, the run up.
right. When that first takeoff.
Yes,
That's
that
why Irv wants sprinters, the fastest sprinters in the world, because if he can get the fastest runners in the world, they're gonna have the best takeoff time.
yeah, yeah, you get the fast start and then just go.
Yep. But they have a good run. They lose a tire, hit a police car, but it's a
Yes.
good run.
Yeah,
And
they
then
hit the cop car. They're trying to tell them that they're the Jamaican bobsled team.
the cop's not buying it. The cop probably thinks they're drunk or something.
Yeah, they start laugh. He starts laughing, and then Blitzers comes running down the hill. Is like, "You did it! You did it!" It's like 5'10" or 5.9,
5'9".
5'9", 5'9".
Yeah. Now get back up to the top of that hill.
Yeah. Now do it
And then
again.
we get the Senka kissing his lucky egg.
Yes,
Fun fact, he still has those as of 2015.
I was just gonna say that. They were made of vinyl.
They were rubber.
Yes, rubber vinyl.
Vinyl rubber.
Yes.
So we cut to Irv talking with the Olympic Committee guy. Is that right?
Yeah,
They have like
he's
one Olympic representative that just lives on the island of Jamaica.
yeah he's
And the gist of it is he's like, give me 20 grand so I can send these guys to the Olympics in 3 months.
right. We got the Olympics coming up. I need the money. They're doing great, and the Olympic officials like, this is new territory for us. We run. That's about it.
Yeah. Yeah, so we do track and field and not much else.
Right. So why don't you train these guys? We'll see them in a few years, see how they're doing, and then talk about doing bobsledding or the
Yeah.
next Olympics.
Right. But fun fact,
Yes.
throughout the movie they make a big fuss about a country with a tropical climate being in bobsled in the Olympics, having a bobsled team in the Olympics.
Yes.
By 1988 there were 10 countries along the equator that had bobsled teams and were in the Olympics.
Ah.
I guess I played it fast and loose with the term fun.
It's a fact.
The
Got
fact.
yeah.
Yeah. But the guy denies the funding, and so the bobsled teams decides they're going to fund themselves And so we
with
get
a
another
fundraiser.
a fundraiser, multiple fundraisers.
Yes.
And so we get another montage of a bunch of people laughing at Doris. Is it Doris who goes in to get sponsorship?
Yes.
Or is that Junior?
No, Junior kind of does his own thing. Doris is getting
R-
sponsorship. Like, you want to sponsor the first bobsled team.
yeah.
And Cinca is
He's
did I
busking.
say his name wrong again?
You were close enough.
Okay. He's singing.
Yeah, I said he's busking.
Yes.
He kind of comes up with the theme for the Jamaican bobsled team.
Yeah, he's out there singing about it, and somebody pays him $1 to stop singing.
That's true. Someone comes up and gives him $1, and he's like, this is for you to stop doing that."
Yeah.
Then they set up a kissing booth, and that seems to go well.
Yeah, that goes fairly well for them.
Not for Doris, because his wife is there. And she's mad.
True. It's like, hey, we're just trying to get money.
I don't think she cares.
No, she doesn't.
But so that pretty much ends the kissing booth. They're back in the bar. They spent a lot of time in that bar.
Yep, they've well, I mean that's Blitzer's home base,
Pretty much, yeah.
but they're back from their day of
But
fundraising and comparing
it did
their
not go
team.
well.
It did not go well.
No. But so then they're basically defeated at this point. And then Junior walks in and he goes, "What's everyone? Yeah, whatever." Junior walks in and dumps 20 grand on the table and says, "Let's go to the Olympics."
Yeah, he's like, I got the money. Here you go. I sold my car.
Yeah. And at first, Doris is like, "Well, we can't accept that. It wouldn't be proper." And changes his tune real quick from Junior's little speech.
Yeah, Junior's like, hey, if it wasn't for me, you guys would go to the Olympics anyway. I want to do this for the team. We're doing this. Let's go.
Yeah. That's pretty much all the arm twisting that need happen.
Yeah,
So
he's like, so I want you to have it. And Blitzer's like, you want us to have it. We're a team now, right? We're all together.
Doris.
Reese.
Doris says that, not Blitzer.
Okay.
Blitzer's the coach.
Yes.
Blitzer's still mad about the whole thing.
But they got their money. They they're surprised that his father let him sell the car.
Well, then he reveals that his father doesn't know that he's sold the car. He thinks he's on his way to
Florida.
Miami to work for
Yeah.
a law firm.
And that
And
somebody's borrowing the car while he's gone.
pretty much, yeah, that's the state of it.
Yep.
So then they arrive in Canada. It's cold.
It's very cold because it's Canada.
Yeah, in the winter.
Mhm.
The Great White North, as they call it.
Yeah.
Do they really call it that?
The Great White North? Yes.
Okay. Maybe our Canadian listener will write in and be like, "Yes, we really call it that." A.
Hey.
But yeah, so they're, they're at the airport in Canada, and the fellows from Jamaica are a little reluctant to walk outside the airport when they see how much cold and snow there is.
Yes.
And Senka comes back in and puts on every article of clothing he has and uses the his bag as a jacket, and then goes out as they're waiting for the bus. Then we go to the registration, and this is where it gets interesting because no one likes John Candy.
Right. He has a reputation.
He does, and like he's asking where to register for bobsledding, and no one's saying anything to him. Then he finally does register, and the guy's not very nice to him.
It's like, yeah, he's like, I'm here to register the Jamaican bobsled team. Like, there is no Jamaican bobsled team. Like, yes, there is. Look it up.
Yeah, he goes, "Oh well, look at that."
Son of a gun. Look at that.
Yeah, and that was what I was talking about with like, oh, it's a tropical climate. They wouldn't have a bobsled team, but there were 10 other countries that did, so it's not as far fetched. And then, see, that's not true. Well, it is, but because I wrote, the Irv runs into some old friends, which is kind of true. They probably used to be his friend.
Yes, Irv runs into people from his past.
Yes, and only one of them is decent to him.
Yeah, everybody else kind of snubs him.
Yep. And he convinces Roger to meet him at the rotating restaurant that is akin to the Space Needle
Yep.
in a half an hour. And so they do. Roger's like, "I don't know if I can,
Yeah, he's
nobody
very,
likes-
very non-committal
nobody
about
likes
that at
you.
first.
I don't really want to
And
be
people won't
seen
like
with
me
you."
if I'm associated with you.
Yeah. But Roger meets him there.
He's like, "You were always my
and,
favorite. Come on, beat me, please."
and that restaurant is not rotating. And
Maybe
for
it did at one point.
it, it was supposed to. And at first, when I was watching, I was like, "Is that Seattle? Is that the Space Needle?"
I don't think no.
No.
Since we're talking about Seattle, fun fact:
What?
our grandfather helped build the gears for the rotating restaurant in the Space Needle in Seattle.
Yes, he did. I wonder if they're still using them same gears.
I don't know, but the restaurant still moves.
It does.
But no, they're in Calgary.
They are. Yes. But turns out Irv needs a favor from Roger. He needs a sled.
Yes, and he has just under $5,000.
Right. And Roger's like, "You came to the Olympics without a sled?"
He's like, "I just got a team 3 days ago."
Yeah. I'm kind of flying by the seat of my pants here. I told these guys no, and they just won't let me have it. So Roger says no. And
Yeah, he's like, "I can't do that. That's too
and
much."
and Irv reminds them of all the favors that he helped him out with in the past. So Roger's like, "Hey, okay, fine. I think I have one for you." And then we cut to them practicing walking on ice. And
Yes, doing their best,
it's funny.
which
They fall
isn't.
a lot.
Yeah, don't touch me.
We get more "Don't touch me." As
Yeah,
Junior's like, "Look how good I'm doing," as he's like clung to the back of of the guy who doesn't like him at all.
yeah. It's like, "Why are you touching me? Stop it!"
But then it's time to clear off the ice.
Yeah, because it's hockey practice.
Hockey practice, and that's funny. He did good.
Yeah, Yule just shoves one of the hockey players.
And he's like, "Yeah, that's right." Takes 2 steps and falls on his keister.
Yeah, Blitz was trying to tell them how to use their toes to walk with and more
Right.
get them familiar with the ice because it's slippery.
Yep.
Woo.
And we see I don't know exactly where we are, but the we have some scene where Doris is watching the Swiss
Yes.
as they're getting ready for something, and he gets weirdly obsessed with them.
So after this practice, we go to their first kind of run, their practice run, and he's watching the Swiss while things are getting set up. And this is just before they get their own bobsled.
Okay, I didn't have that written down.
Because after
Unlike you,
this, they
I
go get
don't
their
have a great memory.
bobsled, and then they get shoved.
Right, and it is a rough looking bobsled, but
Yes,
Doris is in
it's
love.
it's like the submarine from down Periscope,
Yeah, it is.
the
But
USS Rust Bucket.
they are getting ready for their first practice run, and everyone just stops and stares when they show up with their quote unquote sled.
Right, because you're watching all these teams polish these nice shiny bobsleds. They're all painted up and fancy looking. They're checking the skis on them, making sure they're even and polished, and they come pushing in this metal thing that's got no discerning color to it. It's just gray.
Yeah,
It's
it's a
base.
not in good shape.
No, it's an old um training
Sled.
bobsled that Litz is very happy with. Like, oh yeah, this will be great.
Yeah, he's not thrilled with it, but
It's what they can
Doris
afford.
is pretty much, yeah. But they go down their practice run, and it does not go well. They don't even make it to the bottom,
No.
and they get hassled by pretty much everybody there.
Yes. Yeah. They are not they are looked down upon.
Fun fact:
Ooh, I was gonna have a fun fact too. Yes. What's your fun fact?
in real life, everyone at the Olympics welcomed them with open arms, and another team actually offered them one of their backup sleds.
So they could compete.
Yeah,
Yeah. That was my fun fact. Yes, they in Olympic fashion, everybody kind of got along like, welcome.
yeah.
But we needed the
You needed the overcoming adversity aspect of the
this is the
movie.
story.
And then we get back to the hotel, and you see Yule and Junior are actually starting to, well, they're kind of starting to bond.
Yeah.
Yule's kind of sharing his dreams, and one day he's gonna own Buckingham Palace.
Yeah, yeah, which he gets made fun of for because he didn't realize it was Buckingham Palace where the Queen lived, and is during
Yeah,
a conversation too where, Yule was making fun of
Senka, right?
Sanka. Yep, Sanka for reading a Hulk comic.
Yeah, Hulk number 138.
Yep,
Was it really 138? But yeah,
yeah,
he
Sanka
throws a
was reading the comic.
yeah,
What
and
was it?
then makes fun of him, and then Yule crumples up the picture of Buckingham Palace and chucks it, and that's when Junior gets it and sets it next to his mirror again where it was and says, "Go get your palace, man."
Yeah, doing what he can, he wants to be friends with him.
Yeah, and then we get another practice run. It goes even worse than the first one. Their
Yeah.
sled makes it down. They don't.
It's not a good run.
And then they take a picture of it, put it in the paper. Junior's dad sees it. Junior dad get mad.
Yeah, yeah, what's the one of the guys that really hates, Blitzer was telling the guy when to take the photo. He said, "Now take it," when they're all scrambling to try and catch the bobsled that gets away from them.
Right.
So he was able to get them in a bad light.
Yes, he was. And then we
But yeah, Junior's dad's not happy.
no, he's not. And then we cut to Doris, and he's in a locker room,
Yeah.
and one of the US Team USA coaches comes up and starts talking to him about how his coach is what's holding him back, and he learns that in the Olympics, Irv, Mr. Blitzer, put weights in the front of the bobsled and cheated and was stripped of his medals.
For those of you that can't see, he did the air quotes for cheated.
Because, fun fact, do you have a fun fact about it?
I do, but go ahead.
No, no, I've been taking a lot of them. Go ahead.
The weights are commonly added to bobsleds to help make minimum or maximum weight requirements based on team size and the weight of the sleds themselves.
And then for safety as well.
Yes, you don't want it too light of a sled. Um, want to maintain the down on the track. Man, that fell apart. But yes, weights are commonly added to bobsleds. Um,
Yeah. That. So we
movie
cut to
got a movie.
Junior.
Movie got a movie, so that's how he
Movie
cheated.
cut. Yep, that's how he cheated. He was stripped of his medals and disgraced his country in the Olympics.
Yeah. Also, this little conversation with Team USA uh,
Yeah.
makes it kind of feel like the team would have a better chance too of being liked by everybody else if Blitzer wasn't there.
Yeah, that's
That
kind of the
Blitzer's this
implication.
that Blitzer's this shadow over the team that's making everybody be tools to them.
It was 16 years ago though
Yeah.
that he cheated.
Yes.
So, I mean, most of these kids are in their early 20s.
So they were 4.
They were. I mean, they were under 10 when it happened. They probably. How much would people really remember? And 16 years is a long time
It is.
to hold
It's all the
grudges.
coaches and people that have been around a long time, like, "We don't like that guy, so don't like them." They're like,
Maybe.
"Okay,
Yeah.
is this part of training?" "Yes."
But
Train with hate.
good, good. So we cut to Junior getting a telegram, and his daddy tells him that he needs to go home. So he goes to a bar with Yule and Senka,
Yes.
and they're chatting. Senka is dancing
Yeah,
because
he's
he's
having a
getting in.
blast.
He's having a good time. He loves the line dance and
It's
square
it's
dance and
a it's a
stuff.
cowboy bar too.
Yes, it is. And Junior's basically telling Yule that he's gonna do what his dad says and go home. And Yule grabs him, takes him into the John, and is like, "Look in that mirror and tell me what you see."
Yeah, yeah,
And
he's Yule's
then Yule gives him quite the pep talk, and
"Yes, I
gets
see
him
power, I see
see
pride."
pride. I see a bad guy who's not gonna take nothing off of nobody.
We can say it, a bad mother.
I see a bad dude that's not gonna take nothing off of nobody,
Yes, he's
and
he
hypes him.
yes, he is Junior's hype man at the moment.
Yeah,
Like, "I see
and
pride, power," and
he makes him
Junior's
say it over and over again. And Junior finally is like, yes, because right before this they got harassed by the Swiss, and
Yes,
so
yes.
yes, they
The
get
Swiss was in the bar,
yeah, and the
which
Swiss made Junior feel real bad.
which looking at it, they're the Swiss, but I'm like that's totally Team Iceland.
A little bit, yeah. But anyway, so Junior's pumped. Junior goes out there. Junior taps Swiss guy on the shoulder and says, "You, you take that back." And the Swiss guy's like, "Make me," and shoves him over because apparently Junior didn't think it through all the way.
Right, right. He's just like, I'm gonna stand up for myself. They're not doing what I want. What do I do?
Well, what is that from?
I don't know if
But
it's from
yes,
anything.
they are
It's just me.
they are not responding the way Junior had pictured in his head, and now he's panicking. And then Yule comes up and starts a fight.
Yeah, he's like, I got this. You
Yep.
did your part. Let me do my part. Punch.
So the whole bar breaks out in a fight. Senka sees it. Senka's wearing a cowboy hat and gave the blonde lady his hat.
Yeah,
And then he's like, "Oh, that's me.
but
Gotta go,"
but
and just flies over a table.
yeah, he's oh man, he's all part of the team building exercises here. He's like yippee ki yay, and
That's right. We do get
dives into the fray.
a Die Hard quote.
Yeah,
I almost said Braveheart, but nope, there was none of that in Braveheart.
they can take our lives, but they'll never take our freedom.
Our bobsled.
But yeah, this is a good team building exercise.
And then we cut to Doris scolding them. And Doris scolds them until Irv gets there to scold them further.
Yes. And Irv said he smoothed the whole thing over. He told the bartender there, the bar owner, that they were all crazy.
And they're not pressing charges, and then says, "Good night, gentlemen." Or explains to them that no one likes them, no one wants them there, everybody's against them, and they're waiting for them to fail, and they need to get their act together and start taking this seriously, or they might as well just pack it in and go home, and then says, "Good night, gentlemen." And then an alarm clock goes off at 6 a.m., and John Candy is awoken to them four guys like, "Okay, it's time for butt kicking."
Yeah, you said to get our act together. We're here. Let's do this.
Yep, and then we get the third montage of the movie.
I think it's like the sixth, but yeah, another
Yep.
montage.
They love the montages in this, and you know what? It worked.
It does work. They were used well in this movie. They have definitely helped show a passage of time, and training on top of everything, which has been good. Because without that, looking at it, you're like, this is like a week and a half.
Yeah,
But it was when they formed the team, they still had about 3.5 months until the Olympics. So they trained in Jamaica for at least a month or so
right,
before heading to Canada.
right. And how long are they preparing in Canada before the games begin?
Let's see, they got into Canada for the qualifier.
Right, they still haven't qualified yet, though,
They
so
still
they're
haven't yeah,
practicing.
they still haven't hit the so they're still practicing. This is still a month, I'd say, before the actual Olympics.
Right, because they get everything built up, and then they get to practice on the courses and whatnot,
Yeah,
you know, and
but
whatnot.
they
Anyway,
they got it. Yeah,
so we're at the qualifying run now.
yeah. They're doing all their training. They're getting their stamina. They're running. They're working together, and now we're
Right,
qualified.
now we're qualifying, and they have uniforms
Yes, in a Mighty Duck.
somehow. In a very Mighty Duck fashion, there's John Candy Irv Blitzer, Mr. Blitzer reveals their new uniforms, and Senka's
Yes,
like, "I'm going to freeze in this."
he's like, yes, yes, you are, but you're gonna wear it too. So,
Yep.
oh,
What?
I just ripped half my thumbnail off.
Oh, cool. And
For those of you
then,
listening at home, it hurts.
yeah, no, I get you. I've done it. It hurts. But
Uh,
we get Coach Irving, Mr. Blitzer, meeting
Mr.
with
Blitzer.
the bleeding meeting with the people who will be judging the qualifying run, and uh,
Oh,
one of
yes,
them
one thing.
got sick and subbed out for his apparently it was his former coach
Yes, so one
who
thing we
he
didn't mention earlier on was when they had registered at the front, the Jamaican bobsled team. He was asking who the judges were, and one of them was like, "Oh, good, I know this guy. He's a good guy. He's fair. That'll be
right
great. He's the guy that's out sick now."
Yeah,
Or
and
quote
so
unquote sick. Is he really sick, or is coach pulling some strings because not but Blitzer's former coach pulling strings to make things happen?
yeah,
Because
maybe
they
I
seem
don't know.
very against them at every turn because now the qualifying time is less. Instead of a minute 2, it's a minute flat.
Right, they cut off 2 seconds,
Yep.
and but he's playing ball. The Jamaican team is okay. That's what it is. That's what we're gonna do. And
Yep.
so they get on the ice, and uh, Mr. Blitzer gets up to the booth, and they take off on their qualifying run, and Mr. Blitzer starts screaming and terrifies the guy in the booth.
Like, come on, guy.
Like, and part of me wonders if that was ad-libbed because that guy looks legitimately terrified. Like he didn't know that John Candy was gonna do that.
Yeah. But
He
they
looks
get
he looks afraid for his life.
he does. He looked shocked. I mean, they're acting, but at the same time, he's still.
Is he? Is that
I don't
guy
know.
acting because he's watching? He's like, "Come on, go, 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 go!" And the guy's shaking and looking behind him. Like,
They do get a slow start on this run,
they do get a little bit of a slow start, yeah.
slower than some of the times they have been getting, which makes you it adds that tension. It makes you worry. It's like, oh no.
Right. But spoilers, they qualify.
Yep, they do their thing. They make it. They get what is it, 59-8, 59
Yeah,
6,
59-8, I
um,
think.
59-8. They made it in the under the minute mark, and John Candy's cheering again.
And
But
scares the guy again.
it's like, yeah.
Very, 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 very timid fellow up there. I just want to
He's
be in
just
my booth where I want to be quiet.
But yes, they made the qualifier. They are officially an Olympic team.
Yes. And then they decide to go paint their sled.
Yes,
And it looks great.
they do a good job.
And then they name the sled
Tallulah.
Tallulah. And they make fun of the name Tallulah and ask where Junior came up with Tallulah. And he said, "It's my mother's name." And then they all changed their tune to, "It's a fine name.
Yeah.
Nice name. It's a good name."
It's not the name of a lady of the night.
No.
Of course not. We were just making fun of you. Let's not call it Tallulah.
And then
But
Irv asks what everyone's gonna be yelling when they're on the ice,
yeah, what are people
and
gonna be cheering?
what are people gonna be cheering? And Dries comes up with "Cool Runnings," which means "Peace be the journey," and they all
Cool
like it.
Runnings. Yes. And we get the name of the movie in the movie. They said the thing.
Yeah. In Norway, it is known as cold buttocks.
The movie?
The movie,
You wanna watch Cold Buttocks? Yeah, let's watch that one. I like it.
and then I want to make sure I get the country right.
Was this
In
Rasta Blitz?
France, it's known as Rasta Rocket,
Rasta Rocket, that's it.
which was the name of Sanka's pushcart.
Ah,
So they're toasting with Coca-Cola, sponsored probably. The
and they're
movie, not our
prevented from drinking
podcast.
again? Oh, yeah, definitely not. Coke
And
if anybody from Coke is listening and wants to sponsor our podcast, we're open to it.
we are open to the idea. But yes, they are toasting their bobsled team, and then a man in orange with a telegram comes in, and Sanka toasts him too, before realizing that that man is the messenger of their disqualification.
Yes.
So then
Yes.
we cut to Irv busting into the committee office and making a big old stink.
Yeah, he is not happy. He's the one that read the letter too that said they'd be disqualified officially, and he's going to go find out why.
Fun fact,
Yes.
the disqualification of the Jamaican team is actually true. That happened.
Really?
It did. And there were appeals that happened and that got them reinstated.
Did you find out why they were disqualified initially?
I don't recall.
Okay.
Did you?
No.
No, because you didn't know that they were actually disqualified.
I did not know that that was the fact that I did not know.
But yes, so Irv goes in there and makes a fuss and he basically yells at all of them.
Yeah, he's
And
like, "What are you doing? This you're clearly picking on them because of me. This isn't right." But yeah, Irv is saying there, "Look, we've been playing to all the rule changes that you made this year for some reason. We've been doing everything you asked, and you're just still picking on them. If it's because of me, get rid of me, ban me. But they have nothing to do with what happened 16 years ago. So
right, and then
stop being fools."
you get a great monologue from John Candy
Yeah,
where
it's a really good monologue.
it is. I mean, and John Candy's always been a fantastic actor, and he really hits a home run with this monologue where he breaks down the whole character of this is what I did. I get that, but I also have had time. It was 16 years ago. These are a completely different team of guys. They earned their right to be here. Like, let them let them have their moment to wave their country's flag and walk with pride to represent Jamaica in front of the whole world that they worked hard
Yeah.
to be at.
Yeah, like, that's the one of the best things an athlete can do, and I lost sight of that.
Right. And so yeah, very
I was more concerned about winning.
yeah. So then we're back at the hotel. The phone rings. Irv answers it. Fakes him out. Jamaica's been reinstated. Everybody cheers.
He does the Joey fake out thing,
Yeah, the Joey fake out.
where he acts all sad like it didn't happen, and then, "Ah, we are going, we're back."
Yep. And so then we show them the Olympics are starting up, and we get to see um, them marching in with the flags draped over them,
Mhm.
representing Jamaica and the bobsled team in the bobsled event.
Yeah.
And I like how they do the where it shows some footage from an old TV.
Yeah, so the footage that's shown on the TV is from the actual 1989 or 1988 bobsled, the Jamaican bobsled team, and any other footage they show of bobsleds on the TV screens, what like they're showing, the
Yeah,
live telecast is from the events.
yes it is. So we're back
It
in the
is.
hotel, and Junior's dad shows up
Yeah.
and says, "I'm taking you home. Let's go." And he's like, "Dude, I'm in the Olympics." And he's like, "Yeah, you're not gonna do what you're asked, but you are gonna do what you're told." And Junior follows him to the elevator, and there's a mirror in the elevator, and that inspires him to remember the speech from the bar. And he opens the elevator back up, and he goes, "Tell me what you see, Dad." And his dad is quite mean to him. And then he stands up to his
Yeah.
dad and says, "I'm staying here. I'm an Olympian.
Yeah.
Go away,
Yeah, his
fella."
dad's like, I see a little boy that needs help."
Yeah.
He's like, "Well, I'm a man, and I'm an Olympian, and eh."
Yeah, and that's what burns me about the dad a little bit is he's there and he's like, "Quit horsing around," and I'm like, "You do realize that your son is an Olympic athlete at the Olympics right now, right? Like, the Olympics is not small potatoes.
Right,
That's a
right,
big
I mean,
deal. That is a great
right.
honor." And you're acting like he's skipping school to smoke under the bleachers.
Yeah, you're acting like he's tried in 10 events to get to the Olympics, hasn't got in for 8 years, and now is it's
Yeah,
he's done it. He's
he's there.
yeah,
Literally he's the Olympics is starting in a few hours. Like, grab a seat, dude.
yeah.
Oh, sorry, Jamaica's got to go home because one of the guys' daddy said he can't play anymore. Like, what?
Yeah, that's not a good look.
No, they're they're in the Olympics,
Yeah,
so they're preparing for the bobsledding to start. And well, they start off. The Swiss started off.
yep.
Doris is still weirdly obsessed with the Swiss.
Yeah.
Jamaica goes last, and well, it's not a good run.
No, it doesn't go well.
And so they're going
In
over. Go ahead.
I was gonna say in Swiss fashion, they count like them, they try and,
Yeah,
um
they're mimicking everything the Swiss do.
I I get it, it was the first team he kinda saw, he's like, "This is it, this is what we're trying to be like."
Well,
They're
they're
regimented,
gold medal
they're
favorites.
yeah, yeah, so it's he looks up to them at the moment. They're jerks, but, you know.
Yeah, but they're the gold medal favorites too. So
Right,
that's what he's trying to model after. Oh, if we're gonna compete with the best, let's do what the best do.
right,
And so they're in the hotel and they get a pep talk from Irv. Not really a pep talk, but
right. It's like, "What was that? You guys know the tracks, you know what you're doing, I've taught you everything I know about bobsledding."
figure out
It's
who
like, well,
you
maybe
are
if
and
we,
figure out how to calm your nerves.
yeah, yeah, get your stuff together, because otherwise you're going home empty-handed.
Yeah. And immediately Doris is there with, when the Swiss, and
Yeah.
they're just like, would you shut up about the Swiss? Which, another thing I glossed over, when they were getting ready for their run, Doris comes up and starts smacking them all in the helmets real hard. I mean,
Oh,
not real
yeah.
hard, but
But yeah, you see sports guys do this sometimes. They knock their helmets
yeah.
around.
And they're like, what are you doing? He goes, well, the Swiss do it to psych themselves up. And he goes, good, let the Swiss do it then.
Yeah, we don't like this.
Yeah. So, and then finally, Sanka stands up and he's like, we are Jamaican. We got here being Jamaican. We got here being who we are. We,
Yeah.
we sing our songs, we dance, we have fun. That's why we're here. That's who we are. That's what I am. And that's what I'm going to be,
Right, right. If
essentially.
we look Jamaican and talk Jamaican and walk Jamaican, we're Jamaican. That's us.
And that's what we have to be.
Right.
And so we cut to the next day on the hill.
Yep.
And Jamaica's coming up, and they're singing their song from that Senka was paid $1 to not sing.
Right. Right. They're singing their song. They're embracing their Jamaicanness while over the news, because you see clips and stuff, and they're like, well, it's because they did a bad showing the day before, so they're commenting on that. Like,
Yeah,
let's see
they're
what we're
also
gonna see here.
they're also commenting on Jamaica's change in attitude. And fun fact, during this
Yes.
scene right here,
Yeah.
Rachel and I discovered that it is, in fact, impossible not to dance to a steel drum.
Yeah. Yeah. I could
Because when
agree
this
with that.
the drum was playing, we were both just kind of
Swaying.
playing and doing the little shoulder shimmies.
Shoulder
And we're like,
shimmy.
hey, yeah, it is impossible not to dance to a steel drum. And but yeah, Jamaica is in the zone. They are zoning it up right now, and
Yeah.
we get Sanka kissing his lucky egg, and then we get the chant, feel the rhythm, feel the rhyme, get on up, it's bobsled time, cool runnings, and they go and they beat the Swiss.
They book it. They're off the line. They in the cart. They don't stumble getting in.
No, they're,
The news guys are like, "What's this team? Where'd they come from?"
Yeah, yeah, they are definitely a big change from the day before. It went from them saying that they have no chance at an Olympic medal, they're in dead last. After this run, it moved them all the way up to 8th place, which means if they have another stellar run, they might actually qualify they might actually
Yep.
medal.
Yes,
And
which is very
then
exciting.
they are celebrating. John Candy grabs some random guy walking by and screams in his face in celebration, which
Yeah,
is
it's just
hysterical.
like,
It's like,
ah, ha,
oh,
ha.
yeah. Which I would fully believe that that was just an extra walking by and John Candy improv'd that.
Yeah.
I'd like to think so. Okay, kid, you're gonna walk by John Candy, and then John Candy grabs you and is like, "Yeah, sorry."
It's a good thought.
So, be a great day.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we're back at the hotel again, and Doris is studying the turns. Coach comes in and is like, "Hey, we're all gonna go out to eat. You want to come with us?" And Doris is like, "No, but I want to ask you a question. You don't have to answer, but I'd like it if you did." And Mr. Blitzer is like, "You want to know why I cheated?" And he's like, "Yeah." So Mr. Blitzer tells him that winning was the most important thing, and he made his whole life about winning. And when you do that, you find out that you're nothing if you don't win.
Right. He needed to keep the momentum going. He had his medals, but he made winning his whole personality, and he needed to keep doing it.
Right.
And in his
And
mind, it was at all cost.
right. And you need to find out if you're good enough. The bad thing about a gold medal is you need to find out whether or not you're good enough without one. And Dries
Yeah.
asks, how will he know? And Irv says, when you cross that finish line tomorrow, you'll know.
Only you can decide if you're good enough.
Yeah. So we get to the next day, getting ready for the last run,
Yeah.
and everyone's excited, and Yule wrecks it for everybody. Spoilers.
Oh yeah.
Yule dooms them. He kisses the lucky egg.
for the first time.
for the first time, and it curses the Jamaican bobsled team. Spoilers.
But the TV guys are praising Jamaica now, and they're both wearing Jamaica shirts under their button ups.
Yeah, everyone's just like Jamaica is suddenly the favorite.
Right. They made a fan out of me and me too.
Yeah, it's. I don't think that really happened. Anyway,
Comeback story. Um,
everyone likes a good underdog story.
and as they're headed up there, Junior sees his dad on the sidelines
Nope,
wearing the Jamaica shirt.
nope,
Yeah.
nope.
Okay.
I'll get to that later.
Cut that out.
Yeah, you realize what? See, if you took notes, you would know.
Maybe.
And so they get started on their run. They're having another killer run. It looks like they're gonna medal. The sled breaks, and they crash.
Yeah. Bolt comes out, and then not so fun fact, or just a fact. As with all the other footage that we see on the TV, this crash is the actual crash from the Jamaican bobsled team in 1988.
Yes, it is. Fun fact, kind of. Um, the crash was during their qualifying run,
Mm,
not their last
okay.
event run. And it was not due to a mechanical failure. It was due to their lack of experience.
Yes, they were going way too fast and were not entirely sure how to handle it.
Yes, they were not as polished as the Jamaican team of the movie.
Correct. Yes, it was yeah.
So then it's all quiet and tense, and Senka's like, "Hey, Doris, you dead, man?" And Doris is like, "No." And then they get up, they picked up their sled and carried on their shoulders across the finish line. As they're walking, a slow clap starts.
Yes, an actual slow clap.
An actual slow clap, yes, very much so. And during the slow clap, Junior looks over and sees his dad in the crowd, and his dad reveals a Jamaica T-shirt.
Yep.
And
His
then
dad came around. He respects him because he stood up to him.
Yep. And then you have, which you have in every single slow clap. In this instance, it's Mr. Blitzer's old coach is the last one to get on board and have a change of heart.
Yes. The first one is the guy from Team Switzerland.
Yes, it is.
He starts
Who?
he starts it. He's just
Yes, and
it's not picking up my clapping, but
no, it's not. But slow claps are awkward,
yeah,
and
especially
in
when they don't catch on. You just got that one guy clapping there
and then
and
no
then
one
slowly
joins them.
stopping.
Yes. But so in the movie, they carried on their shoulders across the finish line. In real life, okay. So in the movie, they carried it on their shoulders across the finish line with everyone applauding them. Slow
Yes.
clap, thunderous applause. In real life, they walked next to the track, pushing it along, and there was a small smattering of applause from some people.
They didn't get the full crowd slow clap behind
They
them.
didn't. They
People
did
were
not.
like, "Good job, good job."
You had a few people clapping.
A smattering.
A small smattering. Yeah, and that's pretty much where we end the movie. They cross the finish line, and you get a big, you get a big, huge, like everyone hugging and cheering and celebrating that Jamaica has
Jamaica did well and didn't die.
did well and didn't die. You got the Swiss come over and congratulate them and say, "We hope to see you again in 4 years." And
Yeah, yeah, it's
the touching moment
yeah.
between Doris and Captain Irving, Coach Irving.
Captain Irving.
Right, he could be a captain.
Yeah, but everybody's there's I mean, I guess the biggest celebration is you stepped up and you didn't die.
Yeah, and yeah, well, and they put up a record run.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, they did really well the day before and they were on pace to
A medal.
medal. So,
Yeah, but yeah, we end there and roll credits. What are your final thoughts on this film?
my final thoughts on this film
I
are
hated it. No.
It was I no, I really like this movie. I didn't watch it a lot growing up. I think maybe once.
Yeah.
And then I watched it again a few years back with the family, and um, I really liked it. It's like I said before, loosely based on it, but this is it's got heart, it's got growth, it's got comedy, it's got all of the things. So I enjoy it. I'll probably watch it again.
Yeah.
What about you?
Well, I couldn't agree more. It is.
I see what you
We've
did there. The
watched.
fake out.
Yeah. Uh, we've watched it a few times. I think when Grandpa was living with us, we even watched it with him once.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, we don't watch it a lot, but occasionally we'll throw it on there or whatnot, pass by it and be like, let's watch Cool Runnings. Okay. But like you said, it's great, heartwarming story, very loosely based on the Jamaican bobsled team. But it's, I mean, John Candy is great. The cast is perfect. They all jive really well together, and they're all entertaining and fun to watch. There's really no weak points in the movie. It
Yeah,
doesn't take
because
it
it's only like an hour and 30 minutes,
hour and 40.
40 minutes. Yeah, but
Yeah,
it's a short movie. It's to the point. It's concise. That doesn't have any dragging parts. It all kind of it's like this, and then you can continue on. It's like okay,
yeah. It's a very smooth movie. Very enjoyable, good wholesome fun, mostly.
yeah,
But yeah, always enjoyable. I recommend watching it. It's great. Yeah, that about wraps that up.
okay, cool.
So, Marshall,
Yes.
what are we gonna do next?
Oh man, next. I've been thinking about this one for a little while.
Yeah,
Been
good.
going back and forth on what movie to pick.
We've been doing that more this season, having a more difficult time deciding.
We have, and I think I'm gonna go with this one.
Okay.
We're
So
going
join us
into
next
the
time for this one.
we're going into the 80s,
Oh boy,
and can you guess who wrote this movie?
George Lucas.
No, no. 80s. It's an 80s movie, and whoever and John Hughes wrote most of the
Oh,
movies in the 80s.
wow, I'm stupid.
I mean, I gave you nothing except it's an 80s movie, but I just figured that would be where you go, because we've done like 4 of them.
Sure.
But
Okay.
this one is a classic of the 80s. Got several character actors in it. There is a band named from this movie, the band Save Ferris. So we're gonna be watching Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Okay. I
You were very
literally, no,
you were
I
very
literally,
quiet.
no, I literally just talked to Rachel about this movie last night.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, and when I was talking about my next pick.
Oh, well, it's not this now.
No, it wasn't going to be this.
Yeah,
But yeah, no, we had discussed. That's why I was like, whoa, okay, interesting. Um,
yeah.
but yeah,
So this should be fun. I'm excited for this one. I haven't watched it in quite a while,
I don't
um,
think I
but
have watched it in a very long time either.
we have brought it up a couple times. Abe Froman, the Sausage King of Chicago.
Yes, very good.
So now we will get to watch the movie.
We will.
It is responsible for my awful jokes.
Yeah, sure.
Bueller, Bueller.
Well, I think that takes care of today's episode, unless you have anything more.
No.
All right. It's a long pause.
That
Oh, I'd
was
like to long pause.
I I was trying to think of a quote or something to say, but my mind went blank.
It's okay. I get that a lot. Well, we'd like to thank you all for taking the time out of your day to listen to our podcast and join us today for Cool Runnings. If you'd like to reach out to us, you can do so. WatchItBroPodcast@gmail.com, or you can find us on the Twitter at WatchItBroPod. We are also on Facebook and Instagram under that same handle. If you'd like to throw us a like, or rate us, or review us, or subscribe to us, I'm told that helps us out a lot, so we'd appreciate it. Our intro and outro music, as of season 2, is now provided by my lovely wife. That intro being Blue, that outro being Orlando. And as always, thank you for watching.